everyone, welcome in. My name's Andy. I go by the Crow Stitcher here on YouTube and Twitch. You can call me Andy or Crow, either one is fine. And welcome in. This is Flosstube 32. It's Monday, it's not February. It's March 3rd. Monday, March 3rd, 2025. And welcome in. Anyone who's new, welcome on in. Anyone who's returning, I appreciate all of you so much. So, we have a couple announcements. The first announcement is that it is officially Murder March. This is my birthday month. So, we are doing Murder March. Interpret murder however you want. There is in the Discord a channel. What did I call it? I think I just called it Murder March Sal under the community events tab. So if you would like to share what you're working on this month, we've already had a few people post their progress so far, and it looks amazing. Some people are doing finishes, like murdering the whip, putting it out of its misery by finishing it. It doesn't have to be cross stitch either. There's a couple. I know Dace is doing a crochet. He wants to finish one of his crochet blankets. I think there's someone else that's doing crochet. So whatever you feel like. However you want to interpret March if you want to join in, or however you want to interpret murder if you want to join in. I have been working on my old-fashioned dragon, which you will not see today because it did not get pulled for an honorable mention. But I am doing that to go along with the phrase "I could murder a drink" until my birthday, where I'll be starting the Ursbet Bathory piece. So I'm very excited. So that's that. If you want to join in, head on over to the Discord. The link's down below in the description. Okay. The next announcement is a bit more serious. If any of you have been around in the channel for a while, you'll know that I am of 60% Ukrainian heritage. So the war has affected me. I've never been to Ukraine. I do still have some distant cousins and whatnot there. But it is my heritage, and it was a big part of my life growing up. My mom and sharing that heritage. And incorporating parts of that heritage into our lives. So the war has affected me. Obviously not as deeply as people who are in Ukraine or people who have, relatives, close relatives in Ukraine. But it has affected me. And after the meeting, I shall say, it really, I felt like I needed to do something. I have done fundraisers before on my Twitch channel when the war first started. But I felt like it was time to do something again. So, not everything, 5% of all sales on my website, not proceeds, but actual sales. So my candles are $14. If you purchase a candle, 5% of $14 will get donated to United 24, which is a charity started by President Zelensky and uh, to directly help Ukraine. So I'm going to read a little bit um, from the website. I'll put the website down below. I only sell all my sales on my website currently are US only. So if you are from another country and you would like to donate but you can't, purchase something from my website, I will put the link for United 24. So if you would like to do some more research about it yourself or donate directly to the organization yourself, you can do so. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the website. So, donors choose one of five directions of support. So, wherever when you make your donation, you can choose to put it directly towards one of these five uh, directions or or parts: defense, humanitarian, medical aid, rebuilding Ukraine, and education and science. Um, so once you choose which area you would like your donation to go towards, 100% of the funds are transferred to the official accounts of the National Bank of Ukraine, then assigned to relevant ministries. So the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Healthcare, the Ministry for Communities, etc. The funds from different accounts are never mixed. So it's if you put it towards the defense, it goes into that fund, and then it is used from that fund to defense. Um, they're very good at being very transparent. You can go through and read, some of the things that the donations have been used for, um, etc. So I will link that website below. And it will be ongoing. So what I will do is at the end of every month, uh, I started it at the beginning of the month for March. So at the end of March, I will post on my Morning Moon Candles website and on its Instagram the total number of the amount of donations made. So 5% of all sales, actual sales, will be donated to United 24. Um, Probably I will put it towards the defense. Um, or medical aid. Because I feel like those will be needed the most right now. So that is that. I will put my website below, and the United 24 website, and I'll also put my Morning Moon Instagram account below as well. So that is that. If you would like some candles, or I am starting to get my wax, I had taken the wax melts down to kind of redo everything, and I've started getting them back up. So there's a few wax melts up, but not a lot. Go check it out. And if you don't want any candles, but you would like to donate yourself, United 24 will be down there. So that's that. Now, on to stitching. So, the clue piece. I pulled Mrs. White with the rope for Pink Pesinka. And I had to do 850 stitches, which I did. But first, I did promise that I would bring some Pesinkas from the collection up to show you all. So you could see kind of firsthand what I'm talking about. So, here is one. This was made, my mom purchased this in 2005. And I don't know her name, but she put her initials DK and the year that she made it on there. Oh, I might need to. There we go. So they are hollowed out. She did. The woman who made this did put like a lacquer on it, so the white, it kind of looks a bit cream, a bit yellow. It's not 100% white. Um, so they are hollowed out eggshells, and then don't focus on the lamp. Oh, we had it, and then it went away. It's trying to focus on the lamp. There we go. So it is a wax process, dyeing process. There's a tool. It's like a wooden wand with a tiny metal funnel, I guess is the best way to describe it, on the end that you put wax in, and you heat it up on the flame of a candle. So and then you draw. So anything that she wanted to be white, she put the wax on to cover it up. And then dyed it yellow. And then everything she wanted to remain yellow, she put wax over. And then dyed it probably green. And so on and so forth. And then you wipe all the wax off at the end. So that's one. This was by the same woman, I believe. Or maybe not. I don't see a name or a year on it. But this was always one of my favorites because of the colors. It's a bit different. I love that one. This one was made in 2002 by Kay Costival. This one's really pretty too. And they're all so intricate. And then this is one I made in 2004. Again, I was saying the other day that in my Stitch With Me, I think, I was saying how I remembered them being worse than they actually are. So this is one I made. As you can tell, my lines aren't as fine as the other ones. And things like that. But it's definitely not as bad as I remember it being. It's not great, but it's also not terrible. So I wanted to share those because I said I would. So let me get them back out of the way. But here's my Auntie Pink Pacinka. So I now have this is, I got this from Happy Mood Point, which I think is now Daily Pattern Post. I now have 4,149 stitches out of 10,516, and I'm at 39.45%. I'm stitching it 2/1 on Morganite by Fiber on a Whim, 18 count, and I'm using DMC 3326. And so this is what it will look like. Oh, well, there you go. There is a border that for some reason isn't showing up on that picture, but there is a border. And let me move my needle under so you can see. This is where I am currently. So this is what it looks like total, if I can actually get it. I love the tone on tone. And so I finished for my 850 stitches that I had to do. I did this entire egg here, this little bit down here, and then brought the border down here. So, pink this piece is actually the room for Clue. So this week's stitches for Clue will also be on this piece. I did pull it this morning, and I pulled, I think, Mr. Green with the rope, and neither of those were correct. So this whole piece will get another 650 stitches this week, which is really awesome. I don't know if I'll be able, with the Clue, if I'll be able to finish this piece for Ostara, but I might get it pretty close, and then maybe I'll just finish it off on my own. We'll see. Depends on what I pick and if anything's right. Okay, on to the top 3 for the week. The 3 pieces that got the most stitches. Coming in at number 3 is the Gourd Witch. It is by Stitches So Beautiful, and the artwork is Pixel Page Studio. I'm doing it on, I don't remember, 28 count? 25 count. And I now have 1,308 stitches out of 100,178, and I'm at 1.31%. And this is what it will look like. And I had the thought when I was stitching it that this would also work for Murder March. I mean, I don't know what she's doing with those pumpkins, or what she's putting in those pumpkins. Like, you know. But, yeah, so when I said that about 90% of my pieces would actually fit in the Murder March, I wasn't really exaggerating. So this is, I don't need to open that up all the way. Where's my God, it's right in front of me. This is what it looks like now. So, I basically had just part of this diagonal done. It wasn't even a filled in diagonal. So I finished filling in that diagonal, and then everything else you see I stitched. And I tried to do a bunch of the stars and confetti and things, so then I could just fill in the background, because that is all solid. And I love how the orange pops on there. Oh, it's so pretty. Which, as you can tell, maybe it will look perfect in this room when it's done, eventually. Hopefully. It is a legacy piece, so it is on the, list to get done first. Or, more before. Oh, wait, I need a book for this one. Hold on. Okay, coming in at number 2 for the most amount of stitches was Dark Familiar by It's from this the Magical Cross Stitch book by Lindsay Swearingen. And it is this piece here. It's called the Dark Familiar. So this was a new start, and I am stitching it over 2/2 on 36 count linen in the colorway Elegant by Fortnite Fabrics. And I'm using Vampire by Night Stalker's Calling that I had in my stash. It looks black, but it's actually like a black blue. It's like a dark blue, almost like a 939 with some magenta in it. But it's really gorgeous. So I had that in my stash, so I thought it would be perfect for this piece. And this is, the fabric is probably not going to show. Oh, that's wrong. True to color. Every time I took a picture, it came out more gray. It's got a pinky browny gray to it. Oh no, that's actually showing up quite nicely. Quite true to color, actually. So that's where I am. That's where I got to. It is obviously the paper pattern from the book, so I don't know a percentage or anything like that. But this got the second most number of stitches in it this week, and I love how this looks. So fun. So fun. Okay. Get this back in its project bag with its floss, because otherwise I'm going to lose it. Alright, and coming in at number 1, again, is Dragons of the Sabbath. I'll put in a picture for this. Artwork is by Ann Stokes. I'm doing the Hade version with the words. I've explained why many times. But anyway, so I now have 4,317 stitches out of 423,150. I'm at 1.02%. This is on 28 count, 2/1 tent stitch. I don't know if I'm going to continue the tent stitch when I get out of the background or not, but for right now it's tent stitch. And I did all of this diagonal and finished the bottom of this diagonal and did that. So it's just black, still a lot of black to go before I get to anything that's not black, but maybe some week I'll have the number 1 will be something a little bit more interesting than just 310. We can hope. Okay. Honorable mention. So every week, whatever isn't a clue piece or the top 3 that gets put into a wheel, pick a wheel, and it picks 2 pieces to show as honorable mentions. So this one, I actually don't have it on my tablet. Well, I'll show it back here because you probably aren't gonna. This is called, I'm just calling it Ukraine Quick Stitch number 45. It's from Less Magic Art on Etsy. I'm just going to hold it back here because it is the pattern. But there you go. There is color. But my printer doesn't print in color, so. This was a new start yesterday. I'm doing it 2/1 on 14 count tan-ish Ada. I don't know what the color is. It's in my stash. I just cut out a piece that would fit. And I am just using 310 white, and I think they called for 817, but I'm using 498 for the red. And that's where I got to. So it's just gonna repeat. So this on the, and then the top, and then the two sides, and then this motif on the diagonals. So yeah, got that started yesterday and started in the center. So this, as it is stated, will be a quick stitch. I just need to keep chipping away at it and get it done. And then the other honorable mention that was picked is Green Elven Door. This is what I did work on for my Stitch With Me. It is by Stitch With Cat on Etsy. This is what it will look like. I'm doing it 1/1 on 25 count, full cross. And this is one of my finish hopefuls for this year. I am, where is it? There it is. I have now 14,560 stitches out of 78,936, and I'm at 18.45%. Yep. And this is what it looks like in total. So anyone who did watch the Stitch With Me didn't get to see the whole thing. So this is where it is in total at the moment. And let me get my board. I worked, that's not where I worked. I worked over here for the Stitch With Me. Just filling in 310 because there's a lot of 310 in this piece. So I worked over here and just started filling in the 310 in that area. But look how good that tree looks with the lighting in the background. It's so pretty. Like, look at that. Love it so much. So I'm almost out of the so I'm still like up here is what I worked on. So I'm slowly getting into more of the fun stuff. So, yeah. There is a poll up for this week's Stitch With Me. The last day to vote is tomorrow, Tuesday the 4th. So if you're watching this before Tuesday and you haven't yet voted, go over to the post tab and put your vote in for what you'd like to see in this week's Stitch With Me. I think the current lead is Cheese Delivery by Chris Dunn. Charted by Pain for Crafts. And I think that's it. was one piece that I really hoped the wheel would pick for an honorable mention, but it didn't. So, but I think this is going to kind of make the whip parades a bit more fun for you all because they're, other than the top three for each week and the two honorable mentions that the wheel picks, it really is at the mercy of the wheel. So, or for other projects that you see. So, there's going to be a lot that will have a good amount of progress throughout the half year and the full year that you might not have seen at all because the whip wheel just isn't picking it, or the honorable mention wheel isn't picking it. So I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, there was one in particular that I really wanted it to pick, and it didn't. But that's okay. So the Stitch with Me will go up on Wednesday. So again, if you haven't voted and it's before Tuesday, or it is Tuesday, go and put your vote in. And I will again put my Candle website and United 24 links down below. So if you'd like to go check that out. As a reminder, 5% of all actual sales will be donated to United 24, and I will tally it up at the end of every month and share it on my social media and on the website. And it's ongoing. So if you might want something in the future, but you can't afford it now, or you don't really, there's something that you're a seasonal candle person, and you don't buy until the fall, or you don't buy until the holiday, it'll be ongoing. So don't feel like you have to get something right now. It will be continuing through the foreseeable future. I think that's it. So I will see you on Wednesday for the Stitch with Me, and otherwise I will see you next week for the next Flosstube. I hope you'll have a great week. Stay safe and happy stitching. We'll see you next time.